Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to try to explain more for my benefit, but also to share it. Orbital motion and rotary motion. And I watched a video from another cleaner, and he laid it out on his floor in his workshop. And I thought it was really interesting, so I decided to go even further and get my orbital hand tool, and I also have a rotary sander, and I put the cleaning cloth on it and took a floor mat carpet. And I'm explaining here the orbital motion. It's actually going the other direction, but it will spin and move like almost like a cleaning rag. When you're wiping a counter or a table, you move in that orbital motion. Very effective. But what affects it is direction or directional impact. So I'm going to lay this out. You got direction A, direction B, direction C when you're moving the equipment to the right, and D when you're moving your equipment back to the left. Typically, you'll have the AB motion with the auric orbiter because you're moving forwards and backwards. So your impact point is up here when you're pushing in that direction. So you're pushing the fibers and turning them, and it is getting not just a center point, but it's moving the fiber across. So up and across. When you go down, it's now moving the fiber straight down at the impact point and towards your left. And then on the motion C or D, if you're moving side to side, your impact points are going to be as indicated, C and D. However, the pull direction is also getting the other side of the fiber. So a benefit to orbital is not only are you getting the directional impact in one direction, you're getting a little more pull because of the way it's orbiting and a little more surface of that fiber. But so all sides, based on directional impact, can be cleaned. Not everybody does all four motions or directions. Some do just forwards, then backwards. Some go side to side. But that's your basic orbital motion. Now let's take a look, and I did it with my orbital, what is it called, the auto polisher. And I watched the fibers on the little piece of carpet move in these directions, and really it was interesting. It did a really good job. But the rotary also has its place. The rotary motion is going to go clockwise, so everything's moving. There's a benefit to rotary is that things heat up. It can be dangerous. When you leave something spinning in one direction without that orbit, you'll get heat. People know that have done floors or even tried to use a rotary on car detailing. You can burn the wax from the heat. So, but in a way, that's a benefit. So the impact that you're going to have when you go push forward with a rotary, which is rare that you would push forward. You can, depending on the dirty marks on the carpet. I go all directions sometimes. The impact going down is on the bottom, and obviously to the right, and then to the left, you got your C and D impact points. So the beauty of this was when I did it with the sander, the fibers, when you push forward, it's not only cleaning the one side, it's pushing and cleaning it kind of straight up and to the side. And then when you go down and it's orbiting, it's going to push the opposite side of the fiber clean that and also swipe it to the left. And then, so basically what you're looking at is those lines in the middle is your fibers. And the way it showed on the carpet, I'll probably try and redo this and show the actual carpet square, but I couldn't hold everything in place. So the directional impact moves all sides of the fibers. Okay? It's just not doing it as quickly as a orbiting motion, because the orbiting has the benefit of those missing spots in between A and C, in between C and B, in between B and D, where it kind of kicks out and moves. So it's not going to be as fast as orbiting motion on hitting all sides of the fibers. But at the speed that you're spinning, 175 RPM, you're spinning fast enough that if you go across it once and back, you really are going to hit all sides of the fibers. So it still does the same thing as an orbital. And like I said, I thought I would lay this out on just a piece of paper with a Sharpie so that maybe it will help make sense. I liked the Oxydry, Robin, who did his layout in it, but for somebody who's a vet like him, it was easy to look at that and understand what was happening. I had to actually break it all down, but it's the same concept. So, and I hope. If I'm wrong, let me know, Robin. But you know, the proof also was as I was moving the rotary, I was getting the directional shading of the fibers. So like in my last video, you could see when I went to the right, it showed the darker side of the fiber. When I went to the left, it showed the lighter side of the fiber, which proves that you're not just flatten. You know, a lot of people think you flatten the fiber out one direction. Because it's clockwise, you're flattening it to the right, and no matter coming back across, you're still flattening it out. No, that's not true. So your directional impacts on your orbital motion, you got all these pivotal points and impact points. You do gain a few points in between because of that orbital random rotation, and you're going to get all sides of the fiber there. So I hope this makes sense. And just putting the, you know, both rotary motion and orbital motion are effective in their own rights. And there's my smiley face for figuring it out. You know me, I'm Paul with Washington Pro Carpet Cleaning. Always got to understand what's happening here. I appreciate you guys watching this. I hope it makes sense. If you can elaborate on some of that or have some ideas or thoughts about it, go ahead and comment. I'm sure we would appreciate reading your comments. Just remember, I know it's a touchy subject. Stay friendly. And until next time, I'll see you in the next episode.